Waiting all day for that? I'm not late. I didn't fall asleep during that game. What are you talking about? It's almost 8:30. I had the time of my life watching the basically scoreless second half of Rams Buccaneers, the Teddy Bridgewater minutes. Baker Mayfield got hurt. Sean Tucker ran the ball once or twice. This game was all over the place. And by that, I mean, well, it wasn't even all over the place. It was in one place. Tampa's end zone. Straight up. Like the Rams showed up and showed out in a game that the spread was 6.5, and I took the Rams. I thought they'd win. I think I said on stream, "What's up, RJ? What's up? Go Commanders, man." In a week where I thought it's like, okay, the Tampa's probably, let's be real. Tampa hasn't looked good in a minute. They're 6-5. Seem like they're falling apart. And it just, even with like Mohammed's here, what's up? Okay, wait, hold on. My chat's gotta, let me refresh this. But Mohammed's calling and he's saying it's because they didn't have Baker. But to be honest with you, I think it's just a lot more complex than that. I think, it is and it isn't. I think the Rams are just straight up better in every way. I mean, the Tampa's just so damn beat up. We've been talking about it, but their offensive line is beat to hell. They haven't had Bucky Irving for the majority of the season. Mike Evans out. Chris Godwin on a snap count. Ibuka, not enough. What is up, Mohammed? I'm glad. Okay, thanks for doing that. A little high there. Good, like, chat tester. But, yeah. And I don't want to harp on, Tampa too much. Angels here, yeah. If Baker's out, who's their backup? Teddy B. Teddy Bridgewater playing right now doing a Rams franchise. That must be easy. That must be pretty easy. I mean, the Rams are great. And they have a #1 pick. Like, the Rams are a team that I know a Rams fan. Are they moving up tomorrow? I guess so. I mean, they were already in the, like, let me see where we were at with the Rams. Even if I even saved the teams. I don't think I did. Oh, boy. I don't think I saved the teams for my order. But yeah, tomorrow or whenever we do team rankings, Rams are moving up. Stafford's sticking at best. This is a team that's just ran so well. It's like top shelf organizationally, and I don't know. I don't have too much to say about this one. I mean, Tampa got clapped. Tampa got clapped straight up. Like, it wasn't even that Baker looked bad. He just didn't have time. He looked uncomfortable. He got injured early. So this isn't a game to, like, freak out and be like, oh, my God, Tampa sucks and the Rams are going to the Super Bowl. That's what everyone's going to do. That's what NBC was trying to do. They're like, watch out for the Rams. It's like, yeah, they're the #1 seed of the NFC. That was the plan. Hank dropped 180 in fantasy. I'm eating that W. Hank, I am currently projected 170. So I'm glad you and I are eating that W. It looks like I'm going to win. I got a 20-point cushion with Rico Dowdle and T-Mac still left to play. All I have to do is outscore Ricky Pearsall. Breaking news, the Giants are the first team to be eliminated from playoff contention. Well, would it help to know that we were up in the fourth quarter? Yeah, we can cover a lot of the games that happened today, but I feel like this is a moment for the Rams. This is a moment for the LA Rams. This is a team that I don't want to say has been through a lot because they really haven't. They won a Super Bowl. Being a Rams fan must be pretty easy. But I do think it's been tough to give the Rams our full respect since that Super Bowl. Even during that Super Bowl, it was like, the Rams are just a good NFC team that was healthy through that run. And it's not like a legacy thing because Stafford already deserves his flowers. I think regardless of how this season breaks, as long as he plays at this pace and maybe takes MVP, he's in the Hall of Fame. We had that discussion earlier. But I think when you kind of look at the big picture of it, it's like the Rams' defense is what really impressed me. They have offensive players. Devonta Adams is a stud in the red zone. Puka Nacua is always going to get open. He's always going to get the ball. But, like, it's not even as much as sacks. 4 sacks. It was just a vice grip they had on that lead. They had that pick six. Cade Otton's holding on to it. He goes to the ground, gets ripped from him. Gone, see ya. And then there was a big play. Tampa goes for it on 4th in their own territory. I want to say down, 21-7 maybe? Maybe 28-7. They go for it in their own territory. They don't get it. The game's over in the first half. I've never seen a team just implode that quickly. Baker Mayfield gets hurt, goes out. So it sucks because who wasn't rooting for Tampa? Who didn't want to see Tampa win? But to be honest with you, it is like a come to earth moment. It's like you can't look. You can do the Baker Mayfield resurgence, and you can do it well, and it's fun, and we'll all tag along. But at a certain point, if your offensive line's hurt, your wide receivers are hurt, your defense isn't playing up to par. You can't run the ball. Like, you can only get Baker Mayfield so far, and I think tonight was the night where it all just burnt out and all collapsed. I don't know what Baker Mayfield's injury is. Maybe it's an AC joint thing. Maybe it's a broken collarbone. Who the hell knows? But I just feel like this Sunday Night Football game was so goddamn boring, and I'm glad to see the Rams winning. I would have loved to see more than 3 points in the second half from both teams, but here we are. But what's up, guys? Let me see what everyone else is saying. What happened to Tampa, man? Injuries, dude. NFC West exciting. I'm low-key excited the Panthers might make the playoffs. The Panthers are a win away from being first place in the NFC South at Thanksgiving. That's straight from Mike Tirico, and he's right, obviously. By the way, Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth. I'm not a Chris Collinsworth hater. They have some funny chemistry. I don't know, man. Something in that feels forced. I don't love the pairing. I've always liked Chris Collinsworth, and I've always liked Mike Tirico. Putting them together, man, it's like peanut butter and like lettuce, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't go. It doesn't go. Chris Collinsworth says something that's supposed to be funny. Mike Tirico, oh shoot, I gotta laugh. So he insta laughs. And then they were having this conversation. This is more what I want to talk about. They're having this back and forth dialogue of like, Chris Collinsworth was like, yeah, I actually ran into Terry Bradshaw today. We had a little conversation. And Mike Tirico just goes, Terry Bradshaw? And then Chris Collinsworth was just like, yeah, Terry Bradshaw, the quarterback. And then it just died out. Like, what was the point of that like little convo? What was the point of that? So that has nothing to do with Rams, Panthers, Bucks, whatever. But yeah, let's see. Who are you going against in fantasy? Going against a guy who traded Jahmyr Gibbs, so I'm happy. Tonight I suppose the Bucks, but I would have preferred a good game, to be honest. So disappointed in the Giants today. I needed them to win. Well, don't get used to it, pal. Don't get used to the Giants winning games. As soon as you start rooting for them, you realize how terrible it is. Rams looking for blood. Matt Stafford is a top 5 QB. That's why I made the thumbnail so red and out there. Drop a like if you haven't already, by the way. American Dragon son of the Niner gang tomorrow. They started potting in the fourth quarter like the game wasn't on. Yeah! They were like, this is over. Teddy Bridgewater's in. Who cares? And like, it just felt like a waste of everyone's time. I mean, I fell asleep. All right. I was doing the bit. I fell asleep during the second half. So if something crazy happened and I missed it, that's on me. But to be honest with you, I didn't really see a purpose. Game was, 31-7 at the half? Like, oh my gosh. Can you go over the bonkers trades in your fantasy league again? I can, but they're not going to look great. I can. I'll do it. Chip Kelly also got fired. Yes. American Dragon, he called it. Chip Kelly is out as Raiders offensive coordinator. I was saying it earlier. I said, if you blame anyone, you got to blame Chip Kelly. Okay, let's do this, huh? Transactions. So if we go trades, here's what has happened, right? And I want to get your guys' opinion on this too. So this happens, right? I veto this trade. Not because it's unfair. It is, but not because it's unfair. I veto it because the person who sent Ashton Janty text me the morning after being like, hey man, I was drunk. I didn't even mean to hit accept. Can we just not do that trade? What do we think of that? Because I was like, all right, that's fair. You can't make business deals while you're hammered, right? That's in the court of law, and that's same thing in fantasy football. So I'm like, all right, scratch the trade. If you guys still want to do it, resend it. I don't care. And then I get people are giving me grief. They're like, Hunter, why are you getting involved? I'm the commissioner, man. If someone's drunk and you're spam trade offering them, I'm not just gonna like be cool with that. So you guys let me know. I got baited into thinking Petula got fired earlier. I was so disappointed for a second. Hope he stays there forever. Yeah, no, seriously. I hope Petula becomes head coach. Nick Sirianni is so funny. He has such big hits and such big misses with coordinators. Like, the Sirianni coaching tree is going to be something to study for years to follow. Other trades that happened. Ricky Pearsall, Tank Bigsby, Saquon Barkley in exchange for Omarion Hampton, Jahmyr Gibbs. When was this? Before Omarion Hampton got hurt? Nope, this was November 8th. This was about 2 weeks ago. Bad deal, right? Jameson Williams and Travis Etienne for Marvin Harrison Jr. Another bad deal. Straight up bad deal. I think Etienne scored today. Etienne had 20 points. Okay. Who else? J-Mo, he's looked really good the last few weeks. I don't know if he did much today. Yeah, 0 against the Giants. That's great. But look at this. 16, 23, 19. Come on. So this was a losing trade. Then Mark Andrews, Kate Otten. And then Troy Franklin and Jamison Williams. This one's a little more lopsided. This is redraft. OG redraft, man. Tyler Warren for A.J. Brown, another snoozer. As you can see, there's one guy making all these trades, by the way. There's one guy. It's pretty damn funny. This was me, Tyler Warren, Brian Thomas. And then, you know, it just kind of spirals. Didn't care for this trade, to be honest with you. I thought it was kind of nonsense, but whatever. Gotta let it go. Apparently, some people are idiots. This was the original trade, so I guess it's better. But it's just some guy shipping off all his scraps for an RB1. I thought that was pretty weak, but whatever. And then, you know, that's the brass tacks of it. Someone traded Devontae Adams for Jamar Chase, and somehow, some way, that trade's actually looking good now, which, take away injury, who would have thought, right? Who would have thought? Devontae Adams, by the way, with the funniest stat line ever. 1 catch, 1 yard, 1 touchdown last week. Didn't even notice that. So that's the update of my fantasy league. But, yeah, 0 points in a game with 1,000 yards of offense is nuts. Yeah, it is. And I can't believe JMO did that to me last week. He put on a bunch of points to me last week and then blew it this one. But again, I, you know, was playing him at a different time. But yeah, guys, so in general, I think the NFC playoff picture is getting really interesting. There's really not. Is there anything else that we have to cover on this one? Bucks, Rams. I mean, again, the Rams looked good. The Bucks didn't. Like, it was just better in every way. Top to bottom. Everything. Defense, pass rush, coverage, vibes, run game, throwing it. Just time of possession. I mean, how could you not? I mean, you go down, what? Scoring plays, right? Dude, the Rams are up 21-0 before the game even starts. And unless you're the Eagles, a 21-0 lead or the Giants, a 21-0 lead means something. And then Tez Johnson goes down and gets a 6 score. It's like, okay, maybe we got a game here. And then touchdown, field goal, ball game. That's it. If there was something like this in a league where no one trades because they're afraid to get fleeced. You know what? I agree with that, Mahi. I do. And by the way, welcome to the stream. I agree with you, but it's like I feel bad because there's one guy who just like really just like made all these ridiculous trades, and now his team sucks, and he actually drafted a crazy team. So I don't know. Kind of have some empathy for him. He kind of put his own team on the line just for the bit. So I respect it, but you know, it's going to cost him. Whoa. The Patriots are 10-2. 10-2, how you're supposed to drive? 10-2? I didn't know they had 10 wins already. You know, I said in my Drake May video, I said, I think the Patriots are going to win 10, 11 games. They call me a madman. And now here we are, 10-2. Now, are they the super impressive wins that everyone should be freaking out about? Probably not. I mean, geez, dude. I mean, they are on a tear, though. The beating Buffalo is something. The rest, not as great. I mean, again, we're not moving goalposts here. These two games are going to be a little bit bigger tests than, I don't know, the Jets. But again, they beat Tampa. That's something. They beat the Titans. That's something. Had to throw that in there. A team that started 1-2 is now 10-2. That is crazy. W Pats 8-3 right now. I trade away Chase and Gibbs, so I understand these. Oh, come on. You guys. Well, I'll take 8-3 though. There's only been 2 trades in my league. One of them I got Pickens from, the other one Janty. So me being second place isn't too much of a surprise. Well, there we go. You guys are sharp deal makers, wheeling and dealing. Again, if you don't know how to trade in fantasy football, the deadline's passed, but I have a video on this channel if you want to ever check that out. Pats will probably have a rough schedule next season. Exactly, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens over the next, I don't know, 5 to 6 weeks with the Pats, because again, these aren't tough games. We all knew their schedule was a cakewalk. Everybody says that. That's like the meme on Twitter. It's like easiest schedule in NFL history. But they're going to play the Ravens, they're going to play the Bills, and they're going to play some playoff teams. We'll see how that all shakes out. We'll see if Drake May is really the guy, or if the Patriots are just taking advantage of a bad schedule. Pats are very good. Are going to be very good. I wouldn't be worried about them. That's the thing. I'm not super worried about them. You know, we'll see. The team I'm worried about, Indianapolis Colts. No, they actually competed pretty well against the Chiefs. They almost, but maybe should have. I don't know about should have. They lost, but like they competed. Colts competed with the Chiefs. And they lost, right? They lost 23-20. So the Colts still pretty firm. I mean, not even. They're a game ahead of the Jags now. That like seeming like cushion they had going into the playoffs. Now they're a game ahead of the Jags. They're going to play each other twice still. So this really could break anyway. It really could. The Chargers, I think the Chargers are going to keep losing. And I think realistically, AFC playoff predictions, I think what we have here I think the divisions are about spot on. I think they might get some seeding moving around, but I think this is about what we'll see from the division winners: Pats, Broncos, Colts, Ravens. And then we get to the wild cards, and it's like, well, the Jags will probably get in. They're 7-4. The Chargers just can't seem to figure it out. I've got a really sour taste in my mouth after they got punched by the Jags. Chargers blow. They were on bye this week, but again, they need everything they can get. Their offensive line is so beat up. Bills will probably get in. So then it's like, okay, the Steelers could, but no one wants to see them. I mean, they seem to be getting in entertaining games, but like, come on. The Texans, great defense. That's it. And if I remember correctly, they beat the Bills or lost? They beat the Bills. Red hot. I forgot on Thursday they beat the Bills. So it's like the Texans could do it. Hell, and you know what? You ready for something else? I'm not ready to rule out Miami. Miami has an easy schedule, and damn it, they're fun. What's up, Carson? What's your prediction for who makes the playoffs and what seed? Hey, man. Hey, Carson. Yeah, that's about what I was. That's kind of what I was getting at. Yeah. By the way, Drake, May. That pisses me off. By the way, the Patriots fans totally stole that from Giants fans, mind you. They totally stole that. That was our bit with Evan Neal. It's only funny when the player's bad. Evan, Neal. That was the bit, and Patriots fans stole it. T.Law had a bad interception this week. He did. He had a few. He had a couple. He had 3 total interceptions. So, one of them was tipped, apparently, since we're, making new rules. Yeah, we play AFC West and NFC North next year. That's going to be tricky. That's going to be a whole different thing. But yeah, so I think as far as seeds go, I don't know. It's tough to pick seeds. I mean, I feel like the Patriots, their schedule's pretty easy. So I think if they take the 1 seed, that's great. I hope Denver doesn't. I hope Denver gets bounced out of the playoffs altogether, but that's not going to happen. The Colts, they'll probably get in. Jags, Colts, we'll kind of see who takes one of them out. If they split, it's like, okay, they'll probably both get in. One team has a wild card. We'll see. Bills will probably get in. And I think the Chargers will probably fall out of contention. So then that leaves one more wild card space. And I think you could break it any way. Steelers, Texans, Chiefs, Miami, all kinds of options. So I think the AFC is getting interesting, and people think the NFC is way better. I don't even know about that. I mean, what, the Bears, really? Like, we have some Bears fans, friends of the channel. I'm not here to rip on the Bears, but like, come on. They're 8-3, and everyone's surprised. No one thought the Bears would be 8-3. Dude, you could be watching the Bears every week, and just if you put a person in front of a television and just showed them Bears football without a scoreboard, and then told them by the end of it they're 8-3, you'd be like, what? How? They're not even like that good. They're winning these gritty games. They are. They deserve credit. I'm not here to rip on Chicago, but I'm just saying, like, no one actually thinks the Bears are the 3rd best team in the NFC. Unless I'm wrong. Unless you guys want to, like, call me on that and be like, oh, the Bears are awesome. I'm here to rip on the Bears. That's what I mean. Like, Finn's playoffs could be neat. It seems like they're doing better without Hill. Yeah. Have y'all seen 9 stare down where he wants to throw it, ends up getting incomplete or intercepted? I figured. I didn't see the exact tape, as that's his issue. But yeah, no, that makes sense. He's young. They lost to the Ravens with no Lamar. What, the Bears? Yeah, they did. I forgot about that. Those were Cooper Rush, or was that Snoop Huntley time? I think that was Snoop Huntley time. Charlie Kolar touchdown. Yeah, that was Snoop Huntley getting involved. So you have all these, like levels to the Bears, and it's like, I don't want to be like, oh, well, I'm not buying them. It's like the Bears deserve credit. They do. But I just think it's a funny take to be like, oh, the NFC is so much better than the AFC. It's like the Rams are great. The Rams are great. The Eagles are really good. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say they're bad. They had a bad loss today, and I hate watching them, but they're not a bad team. Tampa, they got punched. They're super injured. The Panthers are a win away from being the 4th seed. Think about this. Rams, Eagles, Bears, Panthers. What? That's the top 4 in the NFC. The Panthers, dude. Bryce Young hosting a playoff game, and I'm all for it. I'm not hating. I'm all for it. Hey, it should be entertaining at the bare minimum, but I'm just surprised. The Lions, I watched them play today against my Giants. They went to overtime. Not super impressed with Detroit. The 7-4 49ers, I didn't know they were 7-4. They certainly haven't played like it. They had their easy cupcake schedule, and they cashed it in with Mac Jones. No one thinks the Packers are all that. Sorry, Angel Corp, but like, you were in here talking about fire Matt LaFleur like 3 weeks ago. Like, no one thinks the Packers are all that. The Seahawks are really good. I'll give you the Seahawks. But it's Sam Darnold, and he struggles in big games, and he lost to the Rams. He threw 4 picks. So not to knock the guy, I hope he does well, but 4 picks doesn't lie. So I just think it's interesting because there's this whole like conference rivalry right now. It's like who's better, who's worse. It's like, honestly, I don't know who's good and who's not. And we're in week 12. It's almost over. Who's good? And the only team with an E by them. There it is. There it is. A moment of silence for the New York Giants and their playoff hopes. I thought that this was going to be our year. This was supposed to be the one. And we are now the first team eliminated from playoff contention. We are the first team with 10 losses. The Patriots are the first team with 10 wins. The Titans actually might also... Okay, the Titans had 10 losses as well. We're the second team with 10 losses. We're the first team to be eliminated. If you look at draft picks, I'll pull up Tankathon. Not that anyone like is going to be that surprised. Oh, the Giants are at the top. Like, duh. But I just want to pull it up really quick. If anybody's wondering and no one knows the current draft order, this is where we're at. I hate having to talk draft in November, but this is where we're at. Giants have lost 6 straight. Titans have lost 6 straight. Saints, Jets, Vegas. The Raiders are a disaster. Chip Kelly's out. Go back to college, buddy. Loser. Oh, yeah, there's the thumbnail. Anyways. Okay, never wanted him fired. I wanted that on the record. Championship caliber coach. It's okay. Next year you won't have Dable. Exactly. Okay, you never wanted him fired. Some Packers fan came in here talking about how they want LaFleur fired. But in general, I hear you. But you know, you were frustrated though. You were frustrated. Best 2-10 I've ever seen. Well, we'll take... Yes! Best 2-10 team in NFL history. We did it. Keep giving ourselves imaginary trophies. I don't think the Packers learn anything from their losses. Mock drafts in November builds character. Yeah, well, then I must be the greatest guy on planet Earth because I've been watching this team mock drafts in November since I started getting into this sport. I mean, you got a franchise QB and a top 5 pick. You got I get it, guys. Like life could be worse. I get it. We could not have our first round pick. Like I get it, American Dragon. I get it. But I'm just saying, like, it's just funny, man. You were supposed to be the chosen one, Dart, and he got hurt. Dable ruined it. Shane Bowen is a demon. And I'm just sick of everything. I'm sick of everything. Commanders are 3-8. Didn't realize how bad they're doing. Cardinals, they can't figure out a way to win. Vikings, they're... Wow, okay. Falcons, now we're getting to your guys' teams. Man, not great. Cowboys, 8-8-1. That sounds about right, by the way, PK. That sounds about right. Go even break, 8-8-1. Jerry, he's like, hey, we broke even. Shoot. They're going to miss the playoffs. By the way, NFC playoff predictions, just out of sheer vibes. This is going to be tricky, though. This last spot is going to be tricky. Because you have the Niners, who I'm not really believing in. You know, they haven't really looked excellent in a while. The Lions, who I just said I'm not super impressed with. Any team that goes in and goes to overtime with the 2-10 Giants, it's like you're going to lose points in my book. But again, if I did that, the entire NFC North would be out the door. Giants should have beat the Bears, they should have beat the Packers, and they should have beat the Lions. But again, we don't live in that world. We live in the world where the Giants lose anytime it is possible, no matter what. This season, do Falcons fans exist or do they pivot Washington to Georgia, lose to Bama every year? Well, we got American Dragon Sun here to answer that question. NFC is cutthroat this year, but it's exciting. And no, they're both exciting. Is Bowles on the hot seat at all? No, man. Todd Bowles is awesome. He always starts 2-0. He's a great coach. He made a weird call tonight, going for it on 4th in their own territory, basically sealing the game for him within the second quarter. But hey, I'm not going to knock the guy on one bad decision. He's doing a lot with not a ton of talent on the offense because there are so many injuries. But I think genuinely, let's look down the pike a little bit and look at what the Panthers have to do, right? The Panthers get the Niners. Let's just hypothetically say, I'm going to go Panthers. I picked the Panthers +7. I don't care if the Niners are 7-point favorites. I don't care if it's in Levi Stadium. I'm going Panthers, right? This is not an easy schedule for the Panthers, man, for Big Blue. That hurt to say. For Little Blue. Rams, tough, obviously. Saints, they're not the easy out that everyone thinks they are. They could win, but it's not a super easy out, especially within division. The Panthers lost to the Saints 2 weeks ago. But Tampa twice, and then Seattle. That sucks. Panthers aren't making the playoffs, guys. I wanted the dream to come true. The Panthers aren't making the playoffs. Dude, this schedule is hell. Oh, man. So, okay, so to close that out, then I think the question is, do the Niners get that last spot or do the Lions? And I think I'm just going to default to schedule here. I mean, these are winnable games for the Lions, but again, the Rams, You're going to get beat up after the Steelers game. The Vikings, it's not, I mean, on Christmas Day, sure. Bears, not too tough. You got to beat the Packers. I think that's big. And, you know, any team could take the North. I mean, the Bears are 8-3, Packers are 7-3-1, Lions are 7-4. Like, any team could take the North. It's tough to call, but I think we'll probably end up, I'm assuming the Niners have a cakewalk through the rest of the year. Carolina, Cleveland, Tennessee, Chicago, Colts. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, not too bad. The Niners might stumble their way into the playoffs. Not going to get respect from me, but sure. If the Panthers win, I mean, not the Panthers. If the Niners win tomorrow, they'll probably take that 7 seed. And then one NFC North team will be the odd man out. Whoever that is, I don't know. I don't have the answers. But it's going to be interesting to find out. Want to put 20 on the Panthers? I do not. I do not want to put 20 on the Panthers. McCaffrey revenge game. That's a good point. South Blue. Panthers got their Newton swag back. I mean, they did. They're finding ways to win these games. Bryce Young lighting it up. Why not? The vibes are good. Panthers are in the South Hunter. Every other team around them is dying. I get that, but again, it's like, is Tampa, like Tampa gets Carolina twice. As long as Baker Mayfield doesn't miss a ton of time, I think Tampa will beat Carolina. They still haven't played twice. So that's like their supposed out. And then you look at the rest of the games, it's like Rams loss, like Niners. If they win that, that would be like a franchise-changing win right there. That would be a franchise-changing dub. Okay. Seahawks, that's probably a loss, right? I think the Seahawks are pretty good. So it's like you draw it out and it's like, dude, this is not a good, like, this is the worst close to the season you could ask for. I mean, the Saints is kind of easier, but still. They're getting that automatic playoff spot. But I think it's going to go to Tampa. Hell, why are we ruling out Atlanta? No, we should definitely rule out Atlanta. Lions still feel like a more complete team. Fair enough. I'd say roster assembly-wise, the Lions are probably the most complete team in the North. Who knows, though? They just feel like they're just missing something. And they're 7-4. And, like, I'm not going to keep saying this, but they should be 6-5. If they played a serious franchise today, they'd be 6-5. If they played like an actual NFL franchise that respects itself enough to finish games, they would be 6-5, which is the Panthers' record, okay? It's just, that's not great. So, I don't know. I think foreseeing the last playoff seeds, I think the Bears are going to fall out of the ranks. They'll probably take a wild card by default. I think if I had to pick a division winner right now, I hate them all. I do. I don't hate them all. That's not fair to say. I don't hate them all. I don't have any ill will towards the NFC North, but I just... Not a super fun close to the season either. You know, I got to make a take. I think Jordan loves a cornball, so I'm going Lions by default. Just throw it at the wall and just blind shoot. And just Lions. Why not? Sure. Maybe Angel Corp since he's here. Packers. Again, I don't feel strong about it. I think that's the last remaining piece. I mean, the Eagles are obviously going to take the East. The Rams are probably going to take the West. I mean, it's not guaranteed, but it's probably going to happen. Like the Cardinals aren't coming back. Okay. I say that too confidently. The Seahawks. I forgot about the Seahawks. Seahawks could take it. Rams could take it. One or the other. I think the Rams are probably the better team, though. We'll see. Chiefs game kill all that momentum they were building since that Packers game. Right. Right, exactly. It changed the whole season. The division games are so weird this year. We have 5 division games in the last 7 weeks, and they play one on Thursday. That's what I mean. So we'll find out through these division games just who really has the most grit. But I think the stories to watch are the NFC North and who gets this last wild card spot in the AFC. Those are my tomorrow's headlines today. So there we go. All the NFC teams appeared in the Super Bowl between 2009 and 2020, and now the division's fighting for a single playoff spot. Did they win any of those, by the way? The Saints got in 2009. Who'd had Hank? But other than that, they didn't win those. Oh, no, Tampa won. My fault. Tampa won as well. Damn. Yeah, okay. Shoot. Guys, the NFC South is like sneaky kind of... a little bit of history to it. You know, you don't really think too much with the NFC South. It's like, it's like random. They got to give a playoff spot to somebody. But to be honest, when you put it like that, hey, had 4 players or 4 teams in 11 years of Super Bowls. That's a pretty good ratio. It's pretty solid. Okay. Feeling good. I'm in a good mood now. I'm finally waking up 2-2. Yeah, I'm finally waking up after that game, man. Took a nap. Took a nap during that game. I'm supposed to be a football analyst, but I'm like, man, I don't know what the hell I'm going to talk about here. I miss anything? Lions didn't lose by 40 to Josh Allen. True. We used to have gods play QB. We have gods play now. They're good quarterbacks are all over the place. Bo Nix isn't one of them, and quarterbacks aren't as important, but we still have good quarterbacks. I mean, look at Drake May, Jackson Dart, Sam Darnold, Trevor Lawrence. John is here. Won my fantasy game with 91 points. There it is. That post-nap dehydration. It's enough to kill a man. Saints took down prime Peyton Manning in the Super Bowl. What a moment that was, too. Did I miss the Shador segment? We haven't even had it yet. Should we do a Shador segment? Should we do our Shador breakdown? I think that's logically next in the stream. Brady's calling it. Okay. You want to talk about a team that may be out of the playoff contention? We're going to talk about the Browns in a second. I meant for NFC South. Yeah. Shore and Janty carried my team this week. We'll take it. Shador. But yeah, no, the NFC South, exactly, yeah. Oh, we used to have God's Play QB. Oh, and the whole thing, yeah. Cam Newton. Hall of Famer Matt Ryan, apparently. And Drew Brees. Josh, who was like the Bucks guy? I mean, Tom Brady for a little. Josh Freeman. Jameis. A couple other fellas. Shador. That's my cue for bet. I've seen enough Sanders today. Angel Corp. Night on. All right, man. Well, I'll see ya. This is gonna be a quicker segment because we watched every snap. Okay. Let's talk about Shador Sanders. Let's talk about Shador Sanders really quick, and then we'll move on to something else. Some sort of prediction for tomorrow. Matt Ryan said he slept through the Raiders Cowboys game, and he's an analyst. You're good. All right. Nice. Mike Glennon. There we go. Mike Glennon suited up. Kyle Trask got a game or two. I know that. Okay. So Shador Sanders played an entire game of football. A couple things I want to talk about. One, in the post-game interview, he said, imagine me with a full season of practice. So he's fully steering into the skid. Normally, I would be pissed. I'd be like, dude, you're supposed to be the player. You're supposed to be the mature athlete. You're supposed to go against like people that don't know enough about the sport. Like, because the people that said Shador Sanders didn't get enough reps at practice, they're wrong. That's not realistic. A bunch of NFL pros came out and said that's exactly how it works. So Shador Sanders, normally I'd be like, oh, you're the athlete. You should like curb all the, what's the word? Like just fan ignorance, I guess. You should be against that. And you should also just take the win and move on. Shut up and dribble, dude. But because it's Shador and because there was a team win today and because it was perfect timing, his first start was against the Raiders. And he was the first Browns quarterback to win his first start since 95. The stat everyone's seen today. Damn it, I didn't care about the post-game interview. I wasn't going to rain fire down on Shador Sanders because he was feeling himself after the game. He just trolls the media in every interview. That's the thing. You know he's just one big troll, so it's tough to take him seriously. It's also tough to take him seriously because 66 of his passing yards or whatever came from a 59-yard Dylan Sampson screen, not even, 66-yard Dylan Sampson screen pass touchdown. 66 yards in his only touchdown. It was behind the line of scrimmage. He only took one sack, though. I think that's the biggest thing to note. Shador was getting the ball out a lot quicker. Now, I'm not sure. It felt like the Browns particularly blocked well for him. You know, they just didn't really get to Shador often. Because if he has to think out of structure, it's gonna be a bad thing. It's gonna be a bad thing. Okay. He didn't have to do that a lot. He only got sacked once compared to Geno, who got sacked, count it, 10 times. Literally 10 times. The seasoned veteran can't get the ball out on time, and Chip Kelly has been fired as offensive coordinator, which makes sense, frankly. The full interview was good, though. Dylan Gabriel messed up the same screen. The other, which is sad. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like the alternative is Dylan Gabriel, and we'll close with what to do with Shador. But as far as like notes, I have 11 for 20, 209, one touchdown, one pick. It felt like when the Giants would like sneak, like just pull their like yearly like win or two together with Dan Jones. That's how it felt. It's like, oh, Dan Jones completed some passes and didn't turn the ball over. Okay. The Giants found a way to win. Sure, why not? That's how it feels, where every completion is like a pleasant surprise. That's how I feel watching Shador Sanders. I don't want to rip on the guy. He's my age. I like him. He's funny. But I'm not going to sit here and crown the king and be like, all right, Shador Sanders has arrived and he is the guy in Cleveland. Eye test still, he doesn't look that confident out there. He still doesn't seem to have any kind of jump off the page skills or traits. His decision making you know, 11 for 20. It's not awful, but the pick he threw was really bad. Yeah, he doesn't take a lot of risks, and yet he still doesn't make very accurate passes. I mean, you know, he was a 5th-round quarterback, and like each week we see it, it's like that makes more and more sense. He plays like a 5th-round pick. He does. Like, there are backups all over the NFL. A lot of them are here. Max Brosmer, Geno's a starter, but you know what I mean. Tyrod. And these are seasoned veterans. Justin Fields, DG, who are not afraid to like let it rip. Shador's clearly afraid to let it rip. Now, I think going forward, they've already said that Dylan, 8 QBR, by the way, single digit. Let's go. Now, they've already come out and said he is, rostered in 5% of leagues. Let's go. They've already come out and said that, I don't know what I'm doing right now. I want to see their next game. That's what they've already come out and said Dylan Gabriel is the starter, right? And once Dylan Gabriel feels up to it, he will get his job back, which makes sense. They drafted Dylan Gabriel higher, and I think Dylan Gabriel's probably better. But here's what we got, right? We got San Fran. Let's just throw out a scenario here, and this won't happen, but I just want it to be considered. Let's throw out a scenario here. Dylan Gabriel takes another week, recover, right? Sit in a dark room, eat some dark chocolate. And then Shedeur Sanders goes in and beats the Niners at home. He beats the Niners. I'm not saying that you have to sit Dylan Gabriel immediately, but what I am saying, you beat the Niners, you can beat the Titans, and then you've won 3 straight with Shedeur Sanders. And the thing that the Browns would rather have a loss than a quarterback controversy. The Browns would rather just be straight bad. Stefanski was non-committal after the game. There we go. Then anything is possible. He's legendary. I think Stefanski didn't give a definitive answer on who starts next. Yeah. So it's possible that Shedeur Sanders just straight up becomes the guy. And I think that's a funny world to live in. So I hope the Browns beat the 49ers next week. I don't think they will. Let's not get crazy here. I liked the bid as much as everyone else, but if we're being honest, Shedeur didn't play that well. Again, this is the Panthers game all over again. It's like this guy, he has a couple good passes, and everyone's like, oh my God, this guy's awesome. Shedeur Sanders, welcome to the NFL. 11 for 20, 209, a touchdown and a pick. He's thrown 2 picks, 1 touchdown. He's been sacked 3 times. And yeah, he's just, you know, he's still below 50%. This is like when Bronny got minutes, and you're like, I hope Bronny does something. Again, not because of the nepotism thing, but just because we're following him so hard. And yet, the stats aren't there. The production's not there. The upside's not there. And like I said, the Browns would rather be bad than have 2 good quarterbacks. They don't want to make a decision. Let's not forget the fact, Deshaun Watson, another thing I want to bring up, Deshaun Watson was on the sideline coaching up Shedeur Sanders. I thought, as an NFL fan who pays for his Sunday ticket, who's loyal to this game, I thought that there was an understanding between me and the NFL that I wouldn't have to see Deshaun Watson ever again. Thought he was just done with the sport. I thought he had just given up. Not only is he on the sideline, he's the backup QB. So what the hell? So we're going to see what happens there. So everyone's favorite boogeyman, Deshaun Watson. Bronny hit a 3 the other night. Bronny's awesome. Bronny's a great 3-and-D wing, pass first wing. Can't score, but he's Bronny James. Salah's finna make his night a nightmare. Yeah, probably. His night, I think it's a morning game. They should flex it to prime time. I just want to double check and make sure. If this is a prime time game, I'm gonna flip. 10 o'clock. Yeah, no, 10:30. They should flex it, and we'll see what happens with Dylan Gabriel. But I think honestly, let him sit. Like, Stephen A is upset about something. What else is new? But, like, it's not like Dylan Gabriel was, like, jumping off the page with these great games. Like, what? 68 yards, 167 yards, 156, 116. He hasn't thrown over 200 yards since his first start, and that was against the damn Steelers. Like, okay, yeah, these are preseason. Yeah, wait, what? Oh, no, he's been playing for a minute, actually. Oh, geez. Oh, I forgot he played against the Vikings as well. He's got 1 win under his belt. This game was fun, but it was mostly on the back of the defense and the run game. Ronnie hit a 3, better give him the MVP. Exactly. Exactly, bars. Watson will start, and they'll trade Shedeur next year. I hope Shedeur gets traded. I hope he becomes the best player in the NFL, but I did not see the guy that's going to become the next Tom Brady out on the field today. I just didn't see it. I wish I could. Dylan Gabriel, 5'11", yeah, right. But I don't know. I know, I don't want to rip on Shedeur. I know every analyst is going to be like, oh, well, Shedeur, Shador this, Shador that. I'm like, honestly, let's just be objective here. He wasn't good today. Hopefully he's better next week. Hopefully he plays. They give him a shot. I thought the helmets looked stupid, by the way. I didn't care for these uniforms, whatever. 11 for 20, 209, touchdown, and a pick. Sacked once. So, there you go. Okay, that is it. That is all I'm going to say about Shador Sanders. You guys have heard my stance on Shador Sanders. We talked about him all day. We watched the game. What else happened? So the Giants lost. Okay, I want to just give a few notes about all these games, right? So the Giants lost. We know this. No one's surprised. Jameis Winston caught a touchdown. It was the sickest play ever. Wan'Dale Robinson had a first quarter to remember. He was in the hundreds in the first quarter. There was a point where he was on pace for 400 receiving yards, which would have been great. He had 14 targets. If you have Wan'Dale in fantasy, you're stoked because he outperformed Amon-Ra today. He did not outperform Jahmyr Gibbs. The Giants' run defense is in a league of its own of bad. It is a tragedy. I can never decide travesty or tragedy. It is both. It's both. And I thought today was going to be a Monty day. I don't know. It's the Giants. I just felt like a Monty day. Do you have JSN or JT for Opoy right now? Probably JSN. JT kind of slowed down a little bit today. And when you're a running back, when you're a receiver, you can't afford to have a bad game. It's like the Heisman. I think right now JSN's the front runner, but I like the question. But with this game in particular, like one thing, okay, here's what I'll say about the Giants that I appreciated. I thought the Giants, and this doesn't seem like it, but I thought the Giants ran the ball decently well, all things considered. The Giants ran the ball decently well. Jameis also skied it a few times, 18 for 36, not incredible, but 366 yards and 2 tubs. Yes, there was a pick, but 3 passing touchdowns overall. I thought the Giants moved the ball really well. It was nice to see Jameis Winston just say to hell with it and throw. Wan'Dale did fumble, but it went out of bounds. So both teams got a turnover. Both got a pick. So that was solid. I think my takeaways are the Lions aren't as great as I thought, but Jahmyr Gibbs is incredible. 15 carries, 219, 2 touchdowns. One of the best fantasy days we've seen in the last decade. Congratulations to Jahmyr Gibbs and anybody who drafted him. I had him last year, and I took 9th. So thanks a lot, Gibbs. See, RB1 still wasn't enough to save me. All right, Steelers, Bears. Both of these teams kind of guarantee the games are going to be good, and I admire that. Both these teams are very entertaining to watch. Not in the sense of their offenses are super explosive or that they're really just great teams top to bottom, or that we'll even remember half these guys, honestly. Like in 10 years, I'm sorry, I'm probably not going to be able to tell you who DJ Moore is. Maybe I will, but I'm not going to be like, oh, DJ Moore was awesome. It's like, okay. Or like, come on, Ben Skoranek. Like, it's not like a bunch of, for a long time I thought Dylan Gabriel was 5'7". He probably is. I think he is, Hank. I think ESPN's completely lying to us. I don't trust big stat sheets. Anyways, I don't trust big measurement. Anyways, but this was an interesting game. Things I want to note about this one. Obviously, the Steelers are able to run the ball pretty well, not to steal my bit from the Giants game. The thing I want to take away from this one is it feels like the Steelers, with Aaron Rodgers, without Aaron Rodgers, are like the same team. And it poses the question, right? Because if you're the Steelers, if you're the same team, no matter what quarterback you have, is it worth fixing it? Like, if this is your identity, just forget the quarterback, run the ball, get unexciting talent. And just, culture, defensive moves. Like, they lost. They're 6-5. And like Mason Rudolph wasn't amazing, but that looks like an Aaron Rodgers stat line. It does. 171, touchdown pick, not much on the ground. It looks like Aaron Rodgers. So I don't want to be like, oh, quarterback's all that matters. But with the Steelers, I think the question is, how bad do we want to win a Super Bowl? Because if the answer is not definitely need it right now, then just keep kicking the can down the road. Keep doing the quarterback thing. DJ Moore will be remembered for being in the Bryce Caleb trade. Yeah, that'll be his legacy, being in one of the worst draft trades ever. But yeah. So I just, the Steelers confuse me. The Bears keep finding ways to win games. Once again, Caleb Williams outside of the pocket. It's like we're pulling teeth. Rome Odunze, 9 targets, only hauled in 3. There's no chemistry between Caleb Williams and these wide receivers, but they're finding ways to win. They didn't turn the ball over at all, I don't believe. Scratch that. They fumbled twice. But other than that, they fumbled twice. Same amount of turnovers as the Steelers. I don't know. I don't know. And then 2 sacks, 1 sack. If you're the Steelers, most expensive defense, supposed to be this great defensive line, you cannot only get 1 sack on Caleb Williams. Didn't really see a crazy pass rush in this one, but I didn't watch every snap. Okay, continuing on. The things to take away from these games. Patriots, Bengals. I think with this one, the Patriots are good, and I'm not going to sit here and say they're not. I've been rooting for the Patriots all season. We got Mahi in here, I think. I've been rooting for the Patriots all season. Here are the things I want to bring up. One, I think the Patriots... I would have liked to see them win this game by more. And that's a crazy bar to hit. It's the NFL. It's tough beating teams. But Joe Flacco didn't play well at all. Jake Browning got a play or two. And yet the Bengals were able to stay in this for the bulk of the game. Yeah, the Bengals scored at the end there to make it look closer than it is. I guess the Patriots are up by 2 scores for the majority, but it just never felt like the Patriots really had like the foot on the neck. You know what I mean? And I just would have liked to see that. I also would have liked to see less carries for Ramondre Stevenson. For all you math heads, Ramondre Stevenson averaged less yards than he carried, which means he is averaging, I want to say 0.9, 0.8 yards a carry. And for some reason, Mike Vrabel refuses to like just sit him. Trayvon Henderson's the better back, and it upsets me every time Mike Vrabel chooses to outsmart the fans. But the Patriots are a team that are overperforming. They have not lost a game on the road, and I think they're exciting. I don't think either team... Okay, Drake, they both threw an interception. Drake May... By the way, Drake May's interception, I don't remember it being all that great. I remember it being like, it's kind of icky, Drake. But you know what? Overall, good game for the Patriots. The Bengals, Chase Brown looks good. Chase Brown looks good, and they were able to move the ball without T. Higgins for a little bit and without Jamar Chase today. So, you know, there are building blocks, but losing this one all but guarantees the Bengals will not make a playoff push. I'm not saying they have to for sure shut down Joe Burrow. If he's good to play him. But to be honest, 3-8, there's not much to be salvaged here, especially with Jamar Chase up and down. I'd kind of stay away from it from a fantasy perspective and just a rooting for the team perspective. Stevenson didn't fumble, so he gets more reps next week. Exactly. At this point, the Steelers are going to resort to human sacrifice to win a Super Bowl. I don't think they want to, though. The Porter interception was legendary. On Caleb? Okay, I'm going to check it out. But was there an update on Will Campbell? I saw an update myself, and they're just like one of the TikTok doctors. And they're saying, here's what I know about Will Campbell. This is a big thing, actually. Thank you for bringing this up. With Will Campbell, they're saying at best sprained MCL, but probably tore his ACL. Probably. Stephon Diggs said, this is not a direct quote, but basically, he said, we hope it's better than we think it is. Not great. So I'll double check right now on Google. Steelers only want to be above. Exactly. If they don't want to win a Super Bowl, then just keep doing what they're doing, you know? Okay. Let's go Will Campbell update. From what I know, I'm pretty sure they're fearing the worst, which will be a torn ACL. Let's find out, though. He's going to have an MRI. Is Will Campbell out for the season? Let's go. Latest injury update. I'd rather not. No, Campbell is not expected to be out for the rest of the season, although it's based on a report and not from information the team has invited. The early beliefs that Campbell just has a sprain. Report subject to further testing tomorrow. Both Campbell and Jared Wilson are believed to have sprains. We will see if it's a sprain. The worst case scenario is probably an injury reserve stint, which would force Campbell to miss at least 4 games. We'll see. Okay, well that's good news then. That's good news. I thought it was an ACL. The TikTok doctors lied to me. We'll see tomorrow, but Will Campbell living to fight another day. Okay, other games. Since, you know, we're taking some time here. All right. Other games. Vikings, Packers. This is point blank. Jordan Love, 14 for 21, 139 yards. I'm sick of watching the Packers offense, but 9 sucks. 9 sucks. We know it. I feel like I'm only tunnel visioning to the quarterbacks here, but when I don't watch every snap of the game, it's tough to talk about the blocking alignments and the coverage schemes. To be honest with you, Jage sucks. We know it now. 9 is a cornball, and I think him coming out and talking about his alter ego and his meditation has only worked against him. He could have just been a bad rookie. Now he's like corny, and everyone makes fun of him. And I think that's gonna stick with him for a lot longer in his career than this Packers game will. And that's a shame because he played like ass in this Packers game. 87 yards, 2 picks, 2 bad picks, by the way. The Vikings were able to run the ball decently. They are in a full-on split. A split in every sense of the word between Jordan Mason and Aaron Jones, so that's not ideal for fantasy. Jefferson once again getting shut down because it's like, just guard Jefferson and force J.J. McCarthy to throw it. That's all you got to do. Force J.J. McCarthy to throw it. Simple. He recovered a fumble, though, so there's that. He lost fumble, recovered it, so there you go. Franchises that are scared to lose more than they actually want to win usually end up losers. Well, the Steelers have proven that wrong for the bulk of this last few seasons. The Steelers have been able to toe that line really well. On the Packers side, you know what? Jordan Love is staying in meh. He just doesn't do anything that excites me at all. The Packers are going to win the easy ones and lose the tough ones. I don't know what their schedule looks like down the line. Packers, Lions. I'll go Lions for now. Sure. Again, I don't know how to feel about the NFC North. Bears twice. We'll see how that pans out. I'd love to see the Bears win at least one of those. Denver, that's a for sure loss. Baltimore, that's probably a loss. Minnesota at the end of the season, maybe, and they'll probably sneak in and get that playoff spot. So we'll see what happens with the Packers, but they're not a team to be feared. That's my overall take on the Packers. Jed is looking at Darnold and JSN like Squidward in that one meme right now. He misses his buddy. He might request a trade. He might. He's like, if you guys don't figure out quarterback soon, I want to get out of here. This sucks. I hate JJ McCarthy. I'm telling you, I'm sure Justin Jefferson has said those exact words. I hate JJ McCarthy. I'm sure. Probably behind closed doors, but he's for sure said it. Titans Seahawks. Give the Titans their respect, damn it. Give the Titans their respect. We're finally seeing a little bit of improvement from Cam Ward. He was able to run the ball. He ran a touchdown in. They couldn't get anything to go on the ground, really. But Cam Ward was able to figure it out. Longest run, 14 yards. He was able to throw it. They trust him to throw it 42 times. Against the Seahawks defense, it's pretty good. You know, I got to say, this is going to sound like I'm making fun of the guy, but Cam Ward not turning the ball over is a big deal. That's a big deal. Cam Ward not throwing a pick, not fumbling is a really good sign for his trajectory. So while the Titans lost and now they still hold the #1 pick, I honestly think the Titans have a lot to be excited about. And this isn't the same thing as the Patriots-Bengals game, because it felt like the Seahawks were up the majority of the game. Hell, they were up, I want to say, at a certain point, 20, 29, or no, 30. Let's see. Yeah, they were up 30-10 at one point. This is what I was going to say. Yeah, they were up 30-10 at one point. Like, that's the foot on the neck you want to see. But then the Titans go down and score. You can tell the Seahawks are kind of just messing around now. Downs, punt, touchdown, end of game, right? It's like, oh, whatever. Titans competed. So it's like Seahawks are really good. And they keep showing us why they deserve their respect, because their defense is solid and JSN is on pace for a hell of a season. His stats aren't updated yet. He was already 1,300, 7 touchdowns. He just put 167 on. There it is. 80 receptions, and today he had 8, so hell of a day. JSN is great. He was a hell of a prospect. The fact that he fell to pick 20, talk about an overthink from everyone in the NFL. Jeez, draft analysts included. Like, I don't know. JSN, he's just kind of, you know? It's like, no, just draft him. No one could put like a finger on what they didn't like about him. And now he's like tearing the NFL up. He's one of the best, if not the best wide receiver in the NFL. So there you go. JSN has arrived. Sam Darnold, it's nice to see you win, buddy. Okay, what else we got? Also, Bills, Texans. Texans are fun. Okay. Colts, Chiefs. People said this was going to be a good game, and it was kind of a little bit. Here's what I'll say about Colts, Chiefs, right? It was a close game between two good contending teams. As far as the game itself, though, would I ever go back and rewatch it, revisit it? No, I think I'm okay. I think I'm good. Jay Jettis looks so frustrated every time they show him on the field. Yeah, that's what I mean. Get him out of town. But Colts Chiefs, you know, I was really hoping he would fall to the Giants, but instead we got Deonte Banks. Boom. I know I was hoping he'd fall to the Giants too, but we probably wouldn't have even taken him because we suck. But man, Colts Chiefs, this game, like, it's not even that the box score is going to really show it. It's just Kareem Hunt carried it 30 times. You felt every single one of those carries. Clyde got it 5 times. The Chiefs ran the ball. If you take out Mahomes, 37 times. You felt every single one of them. The Chiefs are boring as hell to watch. Patrick Mahomes' deep accuracy is all over the place right now. And the Chiefs were actually able to shut down Jonathan Taylor, and that's how they were able to pull out a win, scoring 11 points in the fourth quarter. In fact, 14 unanswered, I should add, in between fourth quarter and overtime. So good, like good for the Chiefs. They won. They won a big game, which is something they very much needed. They're 5-1 at home, and the Colts, it's not a panic loss, but it is kind of like, man, I thought this team was good enough to win a Super Bowl. We can't beat the Chiefs. If they stop the run, we're going to lose. It's that simple. It's that simple. Did they get to Mahomes much? Looks like it. 4 sacks. 4 sacks. They have a good defense. A lot of half sacks. Really good team effort there. They also had an interception. They did everything they could. The special teams were solid. It's just the offense let them down. And that's going to happen when Dan Jones is your quarterback. That's the captain of the ship. And he lets you down. He steers you into an iceberg. Okay. I'm going to keep going. I have less to say about these games, by the way, other than Eagles, Cowboys. Jets, Ravens. The Jets lost. Okay, I'd like to see the Ravens play better. I would. But, you know, Lamar, he's struggling. Struggling is relative, obviously. Derrick Henry, by the way, got into the end zone twice. I don't want to say Lamar is struggling. I think that's, I don't know, a bit of a reduction. But I think in fantasy, at least, he has been a big snooze the last few weeks. He hasn't been that, like, electric jump-off-the-page quarterback. And, like, it's a little scary. It's a little scary. If Lamar Jackson isn't the Lamar Jackson we've come to know and love, it's like, damn. I really liked watching good Lamar Jackson play. I don't know if he's still dinged up with the hamstring thing. I don't know if the confidence isn't there. I don't know if the receiving talent's not there. I mean, it isn't. Zay Flowers had a nice big catch, and Devontae Walker went for 30 yards. But other than that, I mean, Hopkins, are you kidding me? Tylan Wallace, Keaton Mitchell's getting reps out of the backfield. Really? I like Keaton Mitchell, but come on. Lamar also fumbled, but recovered one. But yeah, Breece Hall lost one. So the Jets aren't expecting to win any more games. They're full on tanking. They're embracing the tank. Jets are going to jet. Who wants to fly with them? Jets. There we go. So this game wasn't super close. I mean, it was in the first half, but it kind of just fell off real quick. I would like to see the Ravens play better, though. I would. This should have been a slam dunk smash game. I think Lamar may have rushed back, but he swears he didn't. No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's the meme everyone's saying. They're like, Lamar keeps talking about how bad how good he feels. It's like he doesn't look it. He doesn't look as fast. He doesn't look as confident. I don't want to watch them play, which is weird. Normally I say that about the Steelers. I would have been, if you told me a month ago that I'd be sitting here November 23rd, rather see the Ravens play football than the Steelers, I'd punch you in the face. Like, no, dude, I hate the Steelers. They're super lame. But they have the same record as the Ravens. Right now, the Ravens are the top of the AFC North. And they're winning games. They have a pretty easy finish to the season, I feel like. Bengals should be free. Steelers should be a win. Bengals again. Packers, like Steelers again. Like, this is not that tough. Patriots is probably tough. But I think they can win that game or at least compete. We'll see. That'll be a big test. I'm really excited for that game for both teams. See how for real both of these teams are. We talked about Browns Raiders really quick. Chip Kelly's out as OC in case you missed it. And Ashton Janty, like, he's doing well in PPR, but as far as just like how they drafted him, like, this is not what you hope for. 17 carries, 50 yards. It's less on Janty. The Raiders' offensive line is so much worse than we all thought. Gino got sacked 10 times, and again, you felt every single one of them. Jags, Cardinals. The Jags and the Bears, man, they just keep finding ways to pull out these wins. I don't know how. I mean, the Jags were up for the bulk of this game, I feel like. Yeah, the Jags were up for the majority of this game. Then the fourth quarter got insane. Jags with the lead, and then interception, and then the Jags threw an interception. Nice pass, Trevor. Trevor threw 3, by the way. Then Cardinals go and get a touchdown, downs, field goal. You know, a game, right? Downs, right? So here's what I'll say about the Jags. Their defense looked good. They looked good, right? And I forgot who got this interception, by the way. Who got this oh, great. Now I can't find it. Who got the pick 6? Was that a Jags defender? Oh, no. Okay, so that was the Cardinals. Oh, it was a fumble. Wait, was it a fumble or was it... Wait a minute. Wait, was it a fumble? Oh, okay, I see. So it was a fumble. I see, okay. So Trevor turned it over 4 times. That will be factored. What is up? You is here. Jags all the way. There we go. Oh shoot, hold on. I missed a couple things. I think Lamar may have rushed back to. I missed the Pat segment. You did, but it's all right. You missed it, but it's okay. Shout out. Oh, did they actually fire Chippy? They did. Chippy is out. Jags all the way. You did miss the Pat segment. I'd like the Pats to play better. I would. Damn, I'm thirsty. Okay. Trevor turned it over 4 times. Gale came running to his defense. He's for sure moving down Hunna's hill. Can't turn the ball over 4 times against the Cardinals and, like, you know, expect to just that be cool. But they won. They found ways to win. Will Campbell, prayers up. We did do a check on that. Will Campbell, they're saying it's a sprain. They're saying it's just a sprain. So cross your fingers. Let's hope for the best. It would really suck if Will Campbell is out. That would really, like, just sideswipe the Patriots' trajectory. Hearing it's just an MCL sprain, but still rough. Well, your main tackle missing like games in November and December is not great. That's not great, but you got to make do. The NFL, there's injuries, right? And there's one team that I guess barely gotten hurt this year. It might be the Patriots. There's a team that has like 1 or 2 injuries like all season. I'm blanking on who it is though. I have no idea. T-Law's a bum. I've been saying this interception magnet. Everyone's been saying it, but I've been really trying to like, look at him through rose-colored glasses. This week I can't. It's Big Kirko moving up the hill, brother. Where he's in really terrible, right? Yeah, he's at the back end of really terrible. So yeah, I guess he's moving up. Yeah. He'll get his ass up to terrible. Probably. Little spoiler. From a Cardinals perspective, this season is officially like a who cares. Michael Carter got some reps. Bam Knight got a little hurt, but I think he was okay. This season is officially gone to who cares. Keaton Slovis got a pass attempt. That was weird. The Cardinals, man, like this is a team without Marv, with Kyler, without Kyler. It's just apathetic. You know when that one place, the private equity firm buys the Krusty Krab and like people bite into it, it's just a bunch of gray sludge. And it's like, this isn't a Krabby Patty. This is just a look-alike, a wannabe. That's how it feels watching the Cardinals try to play football. It's just like gray and boring. And why should I care? Give me something to care about, Cardinals. They don't have anything of substance besides Calais Campbell and Walter Nolan. They got 3 picks and a fumble, and they lost. They didn't turn it over once. 3 picks and a fumble, and they lost. This team is just brutal. Buda Baker's a fun thing. Buda Baker's fun to say. He's a good safety, but damn. In the NFL, you feel like there's so much talent to go around. It's like, oh, well, checks and balances. You can only pay for so many people. The Eagles have talent going in and out of the building all the time. But the Cardinals just haven't gotten good players. They just haven't. They haven't drafted like skill positions well, or even in the trenches well. So, like, congrats to Jacoby Brissett. You threw the ball 49 times. His arm's going to fall off by the end of the season. But I'm sick of watching the Cardinals, man. Can we relegate them? Can we relegate 2 teams each season? Maybe give the Giants a big wake-up call. Mind you, the Cardinals have more wins than the Giants. Anyways, sorry about the Giants. It's all good. It's all good. Team makes me want to die inside, but it's all good. Tyson Chicken Fingers kicking my ass right now. Okay, there we go. Spicy? Or is that like a bit? Anyway. Cowboys, Eagles. Let's talk about it. Or you know what, actually? Let's save this one. Because I have less to say about Saints, Falcons really quick. Because I didn't really follow Saints, Falcons well. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Falcons were up the whole time. Kirk played well, I guess. Tyler Shuck did not. The Falcons were able to run the ball. They were able to, I want to say, get a couple turnovers. They got a pick. And then a couple fumble recoveries. So, yeah, they didn't lose a fumble. Saints lost once. The Saints turned it over twice. Falcons turned it over none. Or no, Kirk threw a pick. Great. Thanks, Kirk. But yeah, I mean, the Falcons, this was like a kind of a, not to be mean, but like this was kind of a who cares game, Hunna's Hinge update. Did I miss anything? TLDR, it was today, earlier today in the last stream, so you can always go back and check. Basically, I'm not getting much traction on Hinge, but I went on a date last night, and I might be in love. So there we go. Bowling chick still around. Nah, man. I mean, I still gotta end things, but it's hotly debated topic in circles everywhere. What the hell I'm gonna do with this situationship? I'm gonna end it. You know what? Let me just take a break from Falcons Saints really quick, and let me tell you guys something. And I'm gonna sound like a piece of garbage here. Full disclosure, warning. You're gonna think of me as worse of a person, but it is what it is. So I kind of had a plan. I was going to this date yesterday because this girl's kind of far, and I was like, you know what? Are we putting bets on Kashi? Oh, great. Here's Nathan. Basically, I'm talking to 2 girls on Hinge right now. One of them's super far. The other one's local, but I'm kind of like, 1 foot out the door already. And I had this realization yesterday as I was driving to my date. I was like, hello? Why don't I just cheat? Like, why don't I just date them both? One of them's super far away. It's not like I'm trying to get married. Why don't I just cheat? Who cares, right? What could possibly go wrong? I'm DoorDashing and Insomnia just gave me like 15 free cookies. Let's go. Let's go. Do the Wordle live so I know you're not cheating. I'll do it. I'll do it tomorrow during stream. But then I'll have to turn the chat off and not be able to take help. Sure, I'll do it. I'll take the challenge. Saw a video early in the day about how Shuck is elite and underrated. I was like, boy, I wish. Yeah, no, I don't think that's... By the way, drop a like if you haven't already, especially you, Nathan. I DoorDash a lot at night. I always get extra stuff. That's sick. I wish. My DoorDash is so saturated in my area. That used to be the gig. Spicy ones aren't even spicy right now. I don't know. My stomach's just not a fan. I see. I see. So you're eating Tyson chicken wings while you're DoorDashing? All right. Or did I like mix someone up? And by the way, the Cardinals did used to be a fun watch, but that one kind of out the window. Patriots in 2010. Why don't I just cheat? That's what I mean. 2 GF's better than 1. Thank you. I'm glad you guys can enable me. Like, yeah, just cheat. Hello? One of them's far away. And the other one, I'm kind of, you know, she's a nice girl. But then I actually went on the date and met the girl that, you know, who lives far away. She's about an hour away from me, which is a pain in the ass. I've never done a long distance thing. But man, I didn't talk about it too much earlier because, I don't know, I'm nervous. I like her, man. I like her, dude. I mean that, man. Like, I'm a fan. I'm all the way a fan. I have really weird and, like, rigid standards when it comes to women. This girl was so damn cool. We're laughing and joking, walking around. Dude, she was laughing so hard, Brian. She was almost damn near crying. I was having one of my best sets ever. I'm not DoorDashing right now. We're not that bad yet. Well, I should hop on. I should. Power move, introduce them to each other. But the thing is that I liked the girl that I saw last night so much that I got in the car and I was like, I can't. I wanted to for the bit, balance 2 girlfriends, you know, do the balancing act, see if I could walk the tightrope. I really wanted to try it. I always tell my friends, I'm like, if you're in a bad relationship, just cheat. Just cheat. We're young. Who cares? Just cheat. No one ever takes me on my advice, so I wanted to live through my own, practice what I preach. And let me tell you, man, one date with this girl, I'm like, I can't. This girl's too damn cool. I can't mess this up. So now I got to get my life together. Now I got to get my act together. I got to get like a steady income. I got to make more videos. I got to just work out more. I got to stop being such a lazy sleaze bag. So there we are. But anyway, I started talking to this lady this week. She posted an engagement ring on her story. Damn! How do you like that? Oh, man. Dude, that's what I mean, man. It's like, you think you're so close. That's happened to me too, man. I met a girl, dude. I was in college. It was like club fair, and I was just minding my business, walking up to people. I don't have my car keys on me, dude. I was making rounds. I was having a great time. I went to the Democrats of the university club. I went to the Republicans of the university club. I went to the atheists. I went to the Scientologists. I went to the Mormons. I hit every booth, just cracking material. I was like, so what's the story here? They're like, well, have you heard about Joseph Smith? I'm like, no, I never heard of him. What's his deal? Like, and just like sitting there, just playing dumb. I'm just kind of walking around getting stickers and like, you know, keychains and whatnot. And then this like girl, like basically catcalls. She's like, hey, you. And I'm like right there. And I'm like, yeah, hi. Turn around. Cutest girl I've ever seen in my life. And she's like, hey, come listen to our club. And I'm like, all right. So I hear her out and I'm like, this is actually kind of an interesting club. And she was like, yeah, we need more people like you. She was super flirty. I'm like, all right, I'm going to join this club to see if this girl wants to date me. And I start DMing her, and we're going back and forth, and we talked for like a week. And then I asked someone, I'm like, what should I say? They're like, just ask her out. I'm like, all right. So I asked her out. She takes 2 days to respond, and then it's like, I have a boyfriend. I'm like, okay, then like, what are we doing here? You could have just like called it early. Got picked off. Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's funny. I got picked off. Point is that women who choose to be faithful, I admire. We need more of that, but usually ends up biting us in the ass, huh, fellas? Getting free pens is some of the best. So what's the deal with Joseph Smith? Thank you, Jerry Seinfeld. Yeah, exactly. Have you heard about this guy? Like, no, I haven't. So, by the way, some Mormons or Jehovah's Witnesses, whichever. And by the way, if there's any Mormons or J-dubs in the chat, drop a like, okay? But one time I was, dude, not to like just bash you guys with stories, but one time I was walking, I'm pretty close to I'll say it, a Target. Yeah, I'm pretty close to a Target where I live, and I was walking to it, and I'm, you know, I was walking because I wasn't in the, what's the term, headspace to drive. So I was like, I'm just gonna, you know, burn one and then go walk to Target, buy some cookies, and come home. Dude, I'm walking out of my apartment community, keep going, and then I see two dudes, short sleeves, tie, white button up, and I'm holding books, and I'm like, these guys are gonna kill me. These guys are gonna kill me. They're gonna walk up and kill me. They may as well have been like level 25 Pokemon, just waiting to smoke me from the distance. I'll tell you, I've made encounters with bears. It was less scary than these people. Nothing wrong with being a Mormon. I just think forcing your religion on other people is kind of tacky. And I see them walking towards me. I'm like, dude, now is not the time. Now is not the time. And I had a full-on plan. I was going to be like, oh, gotta run. And then just like hit one of them and just bolt. But then I was like, I'm just going to keep walking. Just pretend like I can't hear them. I have AirPods in. So I'm literally walking like, hey, man. And I just snubbed them. Just straight up walked by them. You guys ever want some free game on how to ignore people in public? I'm your guy. All right? Just no matter what. No cash, man. Sorry. I don't have any cash. Even if they're not homeless. Sorry, man. I don't have cash. Keep going. Simple. Sorry, man. No cash. Sorry. Got to go to Target. So, yeah. Just wanted to throw out that little random story about Mormons. That's my biggest interaction with them. I mean, I did a project in middle school, and all I did was watch the South Park episode. But yeah, is this the Shroom Club story? This is the Shroom Club story. Yeah, Muhammad, it is. Shout out to Soaking, the greatest thing. Mad host at Target. That was my game. That was my game, exactly. I went to Target to swoon some ladies. Got hit on my senior trip, and I was low-key pissed. I want to eat my food. Don't be touching my hair. Get off me. Come on. I'm hungry. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes women flirt and it's just not great. Women don't know how to flirt. I will 10 toes down, like completely say that. Sad thing is that Mormons try to convert you with some of the baddest women, but you meet none of them at the events. Muhammad, the next time you go to a Mormon event, text me. I'll come with. I'll come with. We can run it up. See what's good. I would love to see the scene. Oh boy, should we get back to football? I'd shake the bed for my bros. There you go. That's a real homie move right there. Yeah, like soaking. Oh man, it's since we're talking about it, is this soaking? How much credit does the person who shakes the bed get with it a soak? How much credit does that person get? Like, what do you get in favor of that? Do you get like cash? Does that count as like a body? Does that count as being involved in some intimacy? Does that count as a three-way? What is that? Mormons can be absolutely terrifying. Oh, for sure. I'm glad we all can agree on this and rip on a marginalized group of people. And again, marginalized communities. If we're ranking marginalized communities that need help, Mormons are near the bottom, to be honest with you. But like, they are a minority, you know? No sense in punching down, but Mormons are weird. They are. Call it. Okay, it was really weird. All right. Like, you know? I think people charge for that. They charge. Okay, so cash. So you get paid off. So prostitution. I bet. I see where I'm going with this. Bet Joseph Smith wouldn't be too proud, and such. I remember being in middle school and like some people were talking to me about Mormons, and they were like yeah, they just don't have sex until they're married, and like they wear these like latex suits and stuff. And in my head, this is gonna sound so stupid, but in my middle school head, I was like, wait, so they don't jerk off? That was what I was thinking. John came back to this conversation. Thanks for the 2, John. And I was just like, wait a minute. So then what do they do? And they're like, they just don't. I'm like, that's a lie. That's a lie, and that's probably why there's so many cases within the religion, so to speak. I think the show is enough reward. What, for the soak? Being a part of it? Watching your buddy get... This is evidence Utah needs a football team. I don't think so. I think Utah's already done enough with their basketball team. I mean, Karl Malone, John Stockton. I think we've learned our lesson. Professional soaker. I'm sure. What do you think of that? Are there people at BYU that are like guns for hire, soaks for hire, man? You know what I mean? That'll like, you can contract them and they'll like show up and be like, all right, I'm here. Bring out some gloves, you know, bring out some gloves and like some like knee pads and be like, all right. Like with the bed, like, let's come get some. Like, dude, come on. I feel like that would be wild. What gets me about soaking... What gets me about soaking is all pro soaker. Exactly. Yes, exactly. What gets me about soaking is like you're not moving. It's weird. Like sex is already so awkward. All right, you know what I mean? It's already pretty awkward. The amount of times I've just bust out laughing between the sheets. I always told people when I was younger, I'm like, when I lose my virginity, I'm probably going to be cracking up laughing. And that 100% happens. I cannot hold a straight face, which has pissed off some women. There's a reason both women I've been intimate with have blocked me on Instagram. Because I'm like doing material. It's awkward. You got to break the silence somehow. So the fact that it's soaking and you're just like, you know, we're sitting here again talking about the same things about not finishing. What about Lori? He has great bullshit media, but doesn't give him the time. He's great, but the bullshit media doesn't give him the time of day. Yeah, because listen, the NBA doesn't like to cover people who are stars on bad teams because in the NBA, everyone can score, and Jordan Poole doesn't deserve credit for getting 20 points a game. And Washington, you know what I mean? If you get freaky at BYU, I'm pretty sure they suspend you. Yeah, they do. What about Pistol Pete? Pistol Pete was yeah, you're right. I thought Pistol Pete was a Hawk, though. Am I thinking of someone else? Am I thinking of Gail Goodrich? Pistol Pete was a Hawk, I feel like. This is how we get the Blue Chew sponsor. This is, yes, that is a sponsorship I will, like, gladly endorse. Underdog, I'd be like, I don't know, I don't feel so great about this. Prize Picks, no thanks. But, like, Blue Chew, or, like, Ghost Pre-Workout, or, like, you know, some In-N-Out, Costco, and such. Great clip there, Hannah. Thanks, Hank. Yeah, feel free to clip these guys. Someone has to score, yeah. Someone has to score. Even if you're not Mormon, you get suspended. That's what I mean. Like, I don't care for it, man. I feel like moving the bed, that's just not enough movement. You know, in Ninja Times Square, I'm not seeing enough movement. That's how I'd feel. And to be honest, I would argue that not soaking and just abstaining from sex is more difficult, is easier than soaking. How are you just sitting there just cool with it? Just like being restrained. These sick freaks get off to being like not moving and just like, you know, taking the easy road, taking the easy way out. These guys wouldn't last a second as fans of the New York Giants. Hawk, Jazz, then best ever team Celtics. Brigham Young University. Yes. That is what they call it. I did not think this was going to turn into a Mormon. That's what I love about these streams. You have no idea which way we're going to turn. We still got to talk about Eagles Cowboys, but like, but yeah, man. American, that's crazy. Yeah. No, I mean, yes. So I mean, I'm just saying, like, abstinence has got to be easier than soaking, because you're right there. The logic is to get the guy off, not the girl. Well, that's usually Western norms, and I disagree. You know, I say this as a male. I think both parties should have a good time. You can send my Nobel Prize on Monday. Anyways, but no, dude, I just like the logic. I mean, what kind of loser guy? Let's call it like it is. What kind of loser guy? That's how I know that's how it's pronounced. Yeah, Brigham Young. Eagles Cowboys are more sexual than anything talked about right now. Because who's getting aroused by soaking? I keep gesturing to my bed, and I'm just like, kind of, I don't know, man. Like, sex, jerking off. Abstinence, all gotta be better than straight true blue soaking. And I will not stand for anyone who disagrees. I'd love if there's a Mormon in the chat, join the Discord and we can hash this out right now. Let's figure this out. All right. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. Rise of soaking correlates to the fall of the West. All right, now we gotta look up. Is soaking on the rise? This is gonna be great. Is soaking on the rise? In all caps, I did not mean is smoking on the rise. The concept of soaking sexual practice is getting viral on TikTok rather than an increase of actual okay. So it's not okay. I'll take Jebediah at its word. Soaking epidemic. This is 9 years ago. Yeah. All right. Study shows rain. That's not what we're looking for. U.S. Come on. Okay. I don't want to dig too deep into this rabbit hole. What I will is, because Google doesn't even really know what I'm like for sure talking about. I'm just going to take this at face value and just kind of assume rather than its actual increase in prevalence, it's more just being discussed more because people think it's funny, and rightfully so. Hannah the ally, exactly. You can book that today. I speak as a male. Both parties should have fun during sex. Purple. Anyways. Should we talk about Eagles Cowboys? If anybody has anything to add to our conversation about soaking and how it correlates to intimacy, I'd be happy to entertain that. We got one more game to discuss. Can you hire multiple... Damn! Good question from the top rope. Read the wiki. All right, sure. Very simple. All right. Okay. Didn't care for that graphic. Not on YouTube. I'm gonna have to cut that part out. YouTube's gonna get all mad at me. That's what I get for Googling without actual, like, you know, without any kind of, like, filters or anything. Damn, I gotta put on, like, privacy filters. I should have looked this up in a different tab, whatever. I like how Brigham Young University, or Brigham Young, is, students confess to pre-reported or extramarital sex and be expelled because of the university's code of conduct. Huh. Some Latter-day Saints have said soaking's only an urban legend. That's for sure not true. Since the topic has an estimated 69 million posts and 24.3 million mentions. You have to play football. I assume you get the O-line. Yeah. Probably. Comedian Shane Gillis referenced the practice in an SNL sketch. Two satirical social media accounts, the BYU Virginity Club and the BYU Slut Club, have both disavowed the practice. Well, this I gotta read. Wait, where's the BYU Slut Club? The hell's this? BYU Slut Club. Everyone wants to live their best slutty life. Welcome to Club Slut. When started as a parody of the BYU Virginity Club, has turned into a micro online movement of its own. Mormon lore stream. Yeah, seriously. Okay, so... Wait, so do they have... Okay, so they have sex in this slut club or not? Like, what lane is it? Are you embracing sexual positivity and college campuses nationwide to spread their legs a little wider? But it's affiliated with BYU. All sluts go to heaven. Okay, there's no shame in letting loose and acting out like a wild heathen before marriage. Come on, heathens. Okay. All right. Kind of like what they're selling. Get in, sluts. We're interviewing the BYU Slut Club. Okay. How do you define the word slut? To us, being a slut means you living the life you want. Ask the person out. Post that sexy pic. There it is. Travel and don't listen to people who tell you how to dress. Do what makes you happy. Being a slut isn't about sex, and I know that's a cliche, but life really is too short. So why should we waste on what other people think of us and try to appease their expectations? Damn it! Preach, girl! Damn! Ask the person out. Post a scandalous pic. Have sex. Travel! No one ever travels anymore. I like how travel comes forth. It's like, be a slut. Travel. Okay. Go to the Turks and Caicos. That's the club I want women to flirt with me. Well, head up to BYU. That's the place to be, apparently. What has your community been like? Do they have... Unfortunately, I can't, but essentially we refer to anyone who's part of the club or members of the founders of the movement. So do they, like, meet at BYU, or is it just like a bit? Is this just like an Instagram account? Okay, I see. Does your community also reflect kink shame? And there it is. So they're anti-soaking. Oh God, what is soaking? Yeah, don't look it up. Yeah, lesson learned, guys. Soaking is a loophole. Right. Sounds terrible, no doubt. Right. All right. I'm taking the keys out of the car. All right, so what have we learned tonight? Well, BYU has what's called a slut club, and I want in. I want in. I don't know. How did we get here? How did we get? I don't know. I think I told the story of those Mormons who scared me, and then it just spiraled out of control. Someone brought it up. Oh, someone brought up BYU or something. Hey, man. Moral of the story is I'm not going to cheat on this girl that I met. I like her, so I'm going to have to break things off with the other girl. So I got a tough conversation coming up, and Eagles, Cowboys. Yeah, exactly. I got a tough conversation coming up, and but this new girl, things are looking good. I like her. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. Imagine Hunnaball in a relationship. I haven't been streaming for that long. You guys don't realize how crazy that is. I'm like mostly single. Like I'm chronically single. Not in some like incel way, but in a way where I just like being free. I like doing what I want, making jokes, flirting with people without consequences. I don't know. Shoot. Takes a lot. So yeah. That's the Hunnaball lore. And you know what? And for anyone wondering, I'm officially call it anti-soaking. So if I ever run for office, pull up this clip. Don't pull up this clip. But you know what I mean? Power to the people. Soaking stupid. Eagles, Cowboys. So the Eagles were up 21-0, and the Cowboys just came back and just blanked them. Scored 24 unanswered. Jalen Hurts, off the page, didn't look so bad. It's just, here's the thing. I feel like I'm saying this every game. The team could run the ball. The team couldn't run the ball. Saquon Barkley averaged 2.2 yards a carry, bro. He did a little bit more catching the ball out of the backfield. Saquon Barkley cannot run. His legs are old. They overpaid him, and maybe I'm coping as a Giants fan, but I'm just saying he hasn't been that impressive. You may win in every state except Utah. There it is, clean sweep. Get me campaigning in Arkansas. Be like, go Razorbacks. Come on. Come on. Where's the barbecue? AJ Brown put on. Had an AJ Brown day. Devonta Smith did fine. They got their weapons involved, and it didn't result in a win. I don't think this was like the Eagles defense looked good out the gate, but I think they just got tired because the offense, if I saw correctly, there was a point where obviously there was a point, but like there was a point late third quarter where Jalen Hurts had like 0 passing yards. Like, look at these drives. 3-yard punt, 18-yard punt, 7-yard punt, missed field goal, like fumble. Saquon, this was Saquon, by the way. Punt. Like, they did nothing with the ball, man. Like, their offense, even like after the touchdown, they went -2 yards, and they just never really found it. 18 yards with their big drive, their big score, because Jalen Hurts found Devonta Smith for 12 yards, 1 big first down, and then a punt. So they're just punting a lot. The Eagles' offense just fell apart. All Eagles fans I know, and people that don't even watch Eagles that much, say Kevin Patullo is a joker. He's not that great. He's not a good coordinator, and I just don't think he's the guy you want to attach your team to. And he's really running this team into the ground. The Eagles are 8-3, and they'll definitely make the playoffs. And I don't think Dallas will. Good win for Dallas, but I don't think Dallas will make the playoffs, just the way the NFC is shaking out. That being said, the Eagles, they can lose, which is nice. It's nice watching Goliath fall, because everyone's like, oh, you don't know ball. Defense wins championships. Philly fan was in here earlier. Defense wins championships. Go Birds. And it's like, man, does it win against the Cowboys? I don't know, man. Cowboys play well against good teams. It kind of freaks me out. Giants being one of them. Anyways, yeah, and then on the Cowboys side, They hung in there. They hung in there. George Pickens had a great day. He got a little dinged up at the end there, so hopefully he's okay. But Cowboys just had a great game. They stayed in there. They fought. They didn't start super strong. Downs, punt, fumble, pick. But then they went down and scored. And then they didn't do too much out of the half either. Missed field goal too. Brandon Aubrey missed a kick. So it's not like the Eagles just made a bunch of mistakes and the Cowboys cashed in. The Cowboys gave them chances to put it away. But then it was just touchdown. Dak started feeling himself. Touchdown. And then the game didn't go to OT. The Cowboys were able to get this field goal at the end after the Eagles did, you guessed it, nothing on offense. It was a tie game and they had to punt it away. On 4th and 15, they didn't even get a chance to go for it. Pick played like 88 more than CD today. Yeah. Pickens is like, people are saying he's the wide receiver 1 in Dallas. I'm not one of those people, but he definitely played better than CD. CD dropped a touchdown. So it's kind of like, geez, here's my story, right? What do the Cowboys do with George Pickens' contract? Right? How does that work? Now they're going to have to pay him like, geez, dude, like a top guy. They're going to have to pay him like a top guy. If they got the deal done in the offseason, that would be different. They're going to have to pay him like a top guy. And if they do, their cap's going to be even further locked than it already is with the Dak contract, the CD contract. And I don't think they're going to want to pay George Pickens. But if, it's tough because if you're George Pickens, this is the best his career's ever been. Clearly this Dallas thing's working. He's being crazy, but it's not like crashing out. He's just like having fun jumping into people. He's getting 50-50 passes. He's jumping up there. He's done great. So it feels like a great mutual relationship for both teams involved. It's like George Pickens is having his career year. Dallas is getting a great wide receiver on the other side of CD. But fast forward to March and April, and I don't know what you're going to do if you're the Cowboys. Yeah, just March, free agency. I don't know what you're going to do. George Pickens' contract is up with no option, I don't believe. No option, so like the option's already been used, I think. So we'll find out with Georgie Porgy. But yeah, good game for the Cowboys. It was fun watching. I'm glad George Pickens got involved. Yeah, Jalen Hurts. I don't want to be like, oh, Jalen Hurts sucks, they lost, but he definitely didn't play super well, and he will be moving down Hunnah's Hill because of it. So there you go. Is there any other game I missed? We talked about Rams Bucks. What a snooze. Rams are good. Bucks are injured. Done deal. All right, fellas. Well, shoot. Okay, well, we got through those games, and we covered Mormonism. What a complete stream. We got Panthers-Niners tomorrow. I believe it's 7 points in favor of the Niners. I want to say the Panthers are going to win, but I don't feel great about it. I'm going to pick the Panthers. I did it down here in Hunnah's picks. Picked Panthers +7 if you can read that. But we'll see what happens. I hope the Panthers compete. I need Rico Dowdle to have a career night, but we'll see. Pick either gets a lot of money in Dallas or gets to play for the team of his choice. Worst case scenario, Jerry trades him to a bad team. But then again, he would still have to sign with a bad team. So he still has all the power in that dynamic. The worst case scenario, frankly, for George Pickens is the franchise tag. That's the worst case scenario. That would suck. That would be bad. So we'll see. But his contract is up. I hope he gets paid. I hope he gets the bag. George Pickens deserves it. He's awesome. He definitely is proving he's better. He's doing a lot better than DK Metcalf, and he would have been cheaper and better. So there you go, Steelers. It wasn't working. It's like the Saquon thing. It wasn't working, but DK Metcalf's not necessarily working either in the Steelers. I'm forgetting he exists, which sucks. DK Metcalf is fun, but the Steelers that's where talent goes to die. Anyways, it's 10:01 West on a Sunday night. Kind of hot in this room I'm in. I was talking about how it was colder earlier, so I turned the heater on. Now it's hot. But yeah, fellas, that's it. I mean, does anyone have any football takes? Does everyone win in fantasy? Need a CMC masterclass. Okay, I wouldn't be mad at it. It's possible, but the Panthers defense ain't half bad. They didn't just stumble into 6 wins off the arm of Bryce Young, that's for sure. So we'll see. Playoff machine. Oh, I love this. Hold on, let's do the playoff machine really quick. Okay, I want to run this really fast. Okay, so this is week 13. Let's go Niners just for the hell of it, right? Let's say the Niners win. Okay, let's go to week 13, right? I'm just gonna lightning pick these. If you get mad at my pick, sorry. I'm gonna go Detroit at home, go Chiefs on the road, Ravens, Eagles, sure, why not? I'm just going to go with teams that I would assume would be the favorite. Niners, Jags, tie. Let's go Colts at home, Dolphins, Patriots, Broncos. God, this next week's going to suck. Bills, Chargers. God, really? Okay. Seattle, sorry, 9. All up. Tampa. Oh, boy. Panthers have some tough games coming up. Rams, and we'll go Falcons. Obviously, this is not, this is not set in stone or anything. Lions are not being factored in either. But if it'll just select Atlanta, that would be great. Okay. This is going to take too long. But you know what? Actually, I'm just going to do select criteria. And I'm just going to, you know what? To hell with it. This is after next week. This looks like garbage because my dark mode is on. But after next week, we'd still be looking at more or less the same. Chicago would drop down. Detroit would take it. Chicago would play the Eagles. This is, provided this is what I assume is going to happen next week. Okay. Let's just go win percentage, right? Win percentage, and let's go to week 18 and figure this out. Oshkon, go Rams. Congratulations. I'll get a dub if Kittle doesn't score 30. Well, that's the goal, isn't it? Great. Come on, playoff machine. Work with us. Work with us. Okay. Win percentage. So this is going off the win percentage. This is what the playoff machine's projecting. Rams first seed. Eagles second. Bears 7. Then we get Lions. This is what I found. Lions, Niners, and then we get Bucks. We get Bucks, Seahawks, not too bad. Okay. 5-hour energy. What's up, man? You see Cam Ward this game and Shamir DK? Yeah, man. Shamir DK had a hell of a game. Return touchdown and receiving touchdown. Cam Ward looked better. He didn't turn the ball over. That's worth noting. They lost, but the Titans are looking better. Come on, dude. Then, if we're using win percentage, Patriots at the 1, get the bye. Denver, Buffalo, that should actually be a pretty fun playoff rematch. Hopefully Buffalo wins, because we hate Denver. Indy versus Jacksonville, why not? AFC South, that game will be on Saturday for sure. That game will be on a Saturday. And then we got Chargers, Ravens for love of the game. The J.K. Dobbins revenge game. Nice. 3 NFC West teams are not making the damn playoffs. Yeah, I think so. I think the NFC's wide open, and this page is completely stopped. Yeah, exit page. Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, so ESPN just completely crashed right there. Crashed a few times, but I was just trying to like roll with it. Also, Lakers beat the Jazz, for anyone wondering. But yeah, so Titans have arrived. By the way, drop a like if you haven't already. I don't know why ESPN's not working with me now. This website sucks. All right. But yeah, so only the Rams and Seahawks. No, I think the Niners have a pretty easy schedule for the rest of the way. I think they'll sneak in as well. Off topic, but you see John Morant Clay argument? I did. Basketball's hilarious. John Morant, dude, he is always in the news for one reason or another. And John Morant's so funny. I did like his grenade celebration though. Take it off, whip it, grenade. It's fun. It's a nice little response to the whole gun thing. But yeah, well, shoot, man. I need Tedero McMillan and Rico Dowdle to not get outscored by Ricky Pearsall, and I will be in good shape. Fantasy football. Anyways, that's basically all I got, fellas, to be honest with you. Future Clipper John Morant. Yeah, seriously. He'll be awesome on the team, too. You guys should really embrace him with open arms. He'll be great. He's getting worse every season. Put him in LA. Why not? Let's find out what happens. Anyways, but yeah, guys, so drop a like if you haven't already. I don't have a ton else to say. Oshka, you kind of shut up to the back end of the stream. We covered Mormons. We covered Rams. I think the Titans just need to draft 5-hour energy, man. Hey, they changed the Instagram. They changed the handles on YouTube. So I don't know if you're new around here or you've been here before. Streamed every primetime games. What's your team, pal? I'm guessing it's Titans, right? We're going to take a stab. It's Titans. The Titans need to draft all offense next year with trading down. We can be a slightly below average team. Hank is out of here. See ya, Hank. I'm about to close this stream off anyways. 5-hour energy 69 is a hilarious handle, by the way. I like that. But I'm with you. The same goes with the Giants. Trade down to QB needy teams and just reap that talent. The Titans just need players. They just need good players. And I'm not going to call Cam Ward a bust ever. Like, it's way too soon. He's improving. Let's get him some help. Let's get him some help and a coach that like knows what's going on. Get him an offensive-minded head coach, Joe Brady. I'd rather the Giants get Clint Kubiak, but Clint Kubiak and watch him work. Let's see if this Cam Ward thing can work out. I would really like to see Cam Ward succeed. And you know what? He's right up here in terrible. He's moving up to pretty bad. I'll tell you that much. Rams trading Bolt there first for Burrow. Watch it happen. 5th, 27th pick. And Byron Young for Joe Burrow. Stafford retires after winning a ring this year. I mean, that's a thing that could happen. I wouldn't hold my breath, but that's a thing that could happen. Shoot, I like the idea. It's a fun idea. It works on paper. But the Bengals trading Joe Burrow, that's going to be a tall order for them. That's going to be a big ask. That's basically just hitting hard reset on their franchise, which I don't think they need to do. That's like just saying, we suck, and let's give up. We finally got a great quarterback against all odds. Let's just give up and send him to the Rams. I don't know, man. And assuming the Rams are going to have the 5th pick is also pretty bold, but you're not a... Yeah, I mean, you're a bold guy, Oshkon. Shit. Anyways, but yeah, guys, Burrow wants out. Yeah, but they're not going to adhere to that. I don't think that's like a well-documented thing. Burrow wants out. I think if Burrow could literally request a trade publicly, and they still probably wouldn't trade him. But anyway, guys, it's getting late over here. This is a fun stream, though. This was good. We covered our bases here. So drop a like if you haven't already. Watch out for Joe Burrow requesting a trade. We have the 5th through Atlanta. Yeah, but I don't think it's going to stay the 5th, man. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's going to stay the 5th. I think the Falcons are going to, like, they won today. Yeah, they won today. So they're 4-7. I don't think it's the 5th anymore. It's definitely not, actually. Yeah, they have the 11th right now. They have the 11th pick. So I don't know where you got 5th from, but yeah, they have the 11th pick. They're 4-7. So I don't think they're going to have a top 5 pick. let's not get too excited now. It's going to be a good pick, and I think trading it is smart, but, you know. Anyways, look at their schedule and no Penix. I mean, that probably helps them, honestly. Fine, I'll look at their schedule really quick. Dub. Yeah, they're going to beat the Jets. That's it. That's all you need. Are you kidding me? They have the Saints, the Jets, and the Cardinals still, and you're talking to me about schedule? As if these are like 6 instant losses? What? What do you mean? Bro, Ashkan, you're not a Giants fan, so I don't expect you to understand this. Dude, one win catastrophically changes your draft position. Like, catastrophically. They still have the Saints again. They have the Jets next week, and they have the Cardinals in December, man. They're not going to lose all of these games. They will not lose a straight 6. With or without Penix. Penix sucks, all right? Let's not get too excited about Penix, all right? So, yeah. I'm excited for the Rams draft pick. They looked great tonight, but I'm just saying let's not get too excited here. But anyways, all right. I was trying to get off stream earlier. Now I'm going to do it. Having a fun conversation, though. Rams won. Giants lost. There we go. Kick ass this week, fellas. And you know where I'll be? Same place tomorrow night. Post Monday Night Football. We got Panthers-Niners. Again, I'm taking Panthers +7. Probably shouldn't, but I'm going with my heart. And that's the pick. So I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. If you're new, stop on by again. Ashkan, you don't make all these streams. It hurts my feelings. And if you're a regular, I appreciate your constant support. You guys are the best. So that's tonight. Drop a like again if you haven't already. And subscribe if you're not subscribed. I need subscribers. All right. That's it. You guys have a kick-ass rest of your night and a good Monday tomorrow. Hunna ball.